Hey guys, if you're anything like me and you bought one of these Pittsburgh cherry pickers cheap at Harbor Freight, and you probably found it very usable, and the fact that it folds up for giving it the ability to be stowed away in the corner of the shop or the garage is another big plus. But one of the pet peeves I've always had with this thing is it's a real pain in the butt to get these pins in and out. Well, it's basically just part of the design. And let me show you a quick way I found to get these pins out after you're done using it. If you buy one of these used and you find that these pins right here are all bashed up, it's because more than likely somebody out of frustration was using a hammer on them to tap them out and tap them in. Now you could do that. I could take a hammer right now and give this a good bang and this will shoot pretty far out, and then I could put a drift pin in. But the reality is, the reason why they're so tight is because the weight of the actual whole lift is on the pins right now. So all you got to do is have yourself a nice long screwdriver or a rod that's long enough like this. You stand back here, okay, from the back of the machine or the lift, and you pull. What I got is I got my left foot on the left side. I've got my right arm on the left handlebar. There's two like handlebar grips on the back here to wheel this thing around. So I got my right arm on the left grip here. So right arm here. And what you do is, while pushing with your foot on the back to keep it from rolling back, pull back on the handle just a little bit. You can see it moving. While it's still pulling back, lean over, take your long rod or screwdriver, and just zip that out like that. Now I'm just going to do the same thing, only right foot, left hand on the side. Pretty darn easy. Alright guys, one other tip before I put this thing away, and that's when you put the legs in the vertical stowed position, you then move the pins that I took out from here and just moved them to here. This is where you want to keep them. And this keeps these legs from being able to fall down. But you see that little bit of play in there? Doesn't seem like much down there. That translates into this much play. That's moving like over a foot. And I'll tell you what, you don't want to be on this side and happen to have one of these fall down and hit you. And even just wheeling it around from the back here, you're wheeling it and the next thing you know, it does one of those on you. And now I know that can't fall down because I've got the locking pin in there. But I'll tell you what, sometimes, you know, out of the corner of your eye, you see this starting to do this. Next thing you know, it's a little unnerving. It's just a pain that they just keep doing that. And then if you try, you know, moving it around, see how they bounce? So, just a cheap bungee cord. This happens to have the hooks that are kind of small, so I just hook it into the wheels. Okay, now, yeah, sure, they're not super stiff, but also driving this thing over rough terrain, it's going to work perfectly fine. So, that's it. I'm sure there's lots of other tips out there, but those are the two pet peeves I've had with this thing. Otherwise, I can't say enough good stuff about it as far as it being absolutely worth the money. Well, the cylinder does leak down a little bit over time, but hey, you know, what do you want for a cheapo cherry picker?